Barry and Jack finally figure out that New Foodland is way darker than it looks. The Foodlanders have been sending enslaved humans to attack other food settlements, wiping out anyone in their path, and even eating them. Barry runs to tell Frank and Sammy, but when Frank tries to blow the whistle at a council meeting, the leaders, including Trish, proudly admit it's true and then drop a bombshell. They're about to invade Foodtopia, using information Frank accidentally gave them earlier. Frank and Barry race to warn Foodtopia, only to find it's thriving on its own. The place has rebuilt itself, worshipping the late Brenda as a goddess, and they've done it all without a single human. But the invasion's already coming, and Barry convinces them the real way to win isn't to kill the humans, it's to free them. Sammy jumps in with a flashy distraction plan, and Barry heads off to sort things out with Jack. Jack has a plan of his own. He gives the enslaved humans a special delicacy, but before he can explain why, Trish corners him. She threatens to hurt Jill if he doesn't help her win the war. When the invasion kicks off, Trish gets praise for her brutal tactics, including putting a bounty on Frank's head. Chaos explodes, and in the middle of it, Jill, under Dijon's control, kills Julius, sending shockwaves through the battle. It turns out Jack's delicacy was actually a chocolate laxative mix. Once it kicks in, the enslaved humans are doubled over, the food pilots get forced out of their bodies, and Dijon gets ejected from Jill. With Dijon gone, Jill is finally free. She and Jack patch things up, and Jack decides he's done with all the madness. He gathers Jill and the freed humans, loads them into a van, and plans to drive far away from the fight. Trish and the Foodlanders beg the humans to stay, dangling promises like Taco Tuesday, but Jack's mind is made up. Barry stops fighting Dijon, and after a heated exchange, she has a change of heart and decides to help him. Meanwhile, Frank rushes to apologize to Jack, but the van gets airlifted by a military helicopter. Frank manages to slap his apology note on the window before Trish grabs him mid-air. They argue mid-fall until Frank lets go and survives thanks to the Foodtopians catching him, while Trish plummets to her death. The van lands at a remote military base where General Owens and his tiny surviving squad welcome the freed humans. He admits the military never saw the food revolution coming. They were too busy watching for UFOs and spy balloons. Now they've got a secret weapon locked in a bunker, one that could destroy the food world's entire production system. Jack stares at it, stunned, but we don't get to see what it is, and that's where the season cuts to black.